Thomas, what's one of the biggest ETFs?
Well, the number one ETF on the market, and I could be wrong, but I think it was the first one or one of the very first ones. It's the S&P 500 index tracking stock, also known as the SPY or the SPY. But the reason why I like the SPY is because it's the largest index. It's the largest of the largest, most successful companies. It has the most ownership. Its volatility equals the broad market, so you're not going to have to worry about beta. And then it's got dividend and dividend growth.
If you're just starting out on this set it and forget it investing, Chris, is SPY a good place to start?
Yeah, it really is. I mean, when you look at ETFs, when you think about ETFs, what you want it to do for your portfolio, it doesn't get much more set it and forget it than the SPY. You get exposure to best in class stocks over a broad range of sectors, so you're getting that diversification. It's a great choice.
Now, Chris, if you want to go on to something other than the
Sure.
SPY, what's another really big ETF out there?
Well, so earlier I was talking about, I said there's like 2,000 ETFs, and one of the reasons why is because different investment brokers have their own version of the SPY. So one name you might look at, it's one of the more popular ETFs, is the Vanguard VOO, and it's Vanguard's version of the SPY, for lack of a better phrase. It covers almost all of the companies that are in the SPY. It has probably very similar weighting to the SPY. The difference here is that you're getting a slightly lower dividend yield in the VOO, but you're also getting a really low expense ratio at about 0.03%. And that's attractive for a lot of investors who are concerned about what fees might do for their overall gains over time. So that's something that Vanguard has that they can track. Some traders believe that there's a little bit less liquidity in the VOO, which is probably true because there's not as much volume with it. But if you're a long-term buy and hold investor, it's a solid choice.
Thomas, what are your thoughts on the Vanguard?
I mean, I love the S&P 500. It's what I follow mostly in all of my day-to-day market watching and writing and investing research. But if you're going to go with an S&P 500 ETF index tracking stock, I would go for the SPY. The reasons that Chris has pointed out, lower liquidity and lower dividend yield, are part of that reason. If you want to trade the S&P 500, go for the best one with the most liquidity and the best dividend.